That's true.
Okay, so I'm studying in the National Institute of Genetics, Japan. Please share where are you from, country or city and university. Okay, so Jharkhand, Kazakh Agro-Technical University. Osaka, okay. That's so nice. Okay. Thank you for joining. We have new here, Ramia and Kairat. So if you're new, please write where are you from or what university are you from. Ghana. Also, don't be shy to share that you're a bachelor student here.
Hello everyone, my name is Ramiya. I'm a student of master course in Nagasaki University. This is my first year. So, last year I finished the internship of general medicine in Semipalatinsk Medical University. So I'm a GP and now learning master course. So nice to meet you all. Hello.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Yeah, hello. Wow, nice to meet
Awesome. Yeah, awesome.
colleagues from Semipalatinsk Medical University. Great.
Right. Cool. Yeah, you can just freely write in the chat, short introduction about yourself, or unmute yourself and introduce yourself as Ramiya did. And we will have more time to get to know each other during this meeting. Okay, so I'll just wrote everyone. Hi, so he's from the US. That's so nice. What time is it in the US? Yeah, thank you for joining this event. Actually, this meeting is organized by Aljan. He founded the Kazakhstan PhD Association in Japan, and I was invited to facilitate this meeting to help a little bit stimulate the discussions and introduce our guest speaker, Serik Meirmanov. Okay, we have more people joining. Oh, it's really late. Thank you for joining, Aljas. For everyone who joined us right now, please write your country or city or university where you're from. Just a small, quick introduction in the chat, or you can just quickly unmute yourself if you're comfortable.
Maybe we could ask them to, in their name, they put their country or city.
Nice idea. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We have US. We have Hong Kong, Canada. Awesome. Hi, Alima. Hi, Adi, Nurlan, Aijan, Amir, Nurali. Everyone who just joined us, thank you for joining. Let's wait a little bit more, like 2 minutes, and then we can start. And we will have more time to get to know each other. While we are waiting for like 2 minutes, maybe you can share like a small emoji, any emoji that describes your mood today. Okay, Japan. Awesome. 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 Really, really nice background. Super background. Anna from Kazakhstan PhD State Medical University. Okay. So this is emoji that describes me currently. I'm very excited to see you all. Yeah, or you can use the reactions here. Awesome. Alima, okay, you're ready to learn? Thank you. Awesome. Hi, Mujib. I want to also describe small rules here. Please be comfortable to unmute yourself if you want to talk, if you want to ask questions, or just share your opinion. Also, it would be nice if all of you switch on the video, so we would have a little bit more natural discussions, natural talk, and informal time here, enjoying our time. Hi, Ayjan. Who else joined us? Kairat is from Pavlodar. That's actually my hometown. So nice to see you, Kairat. Okay, so it's convinced by class 2. Maybe we can start. Switch off the music. Dinara Sadakova is from Semey. It's so nice. Okay, hi everyone. I'm so glad to see you all, and we have some more people joining. It's so nice. We have like more than 20 people here from different countries, Kazakhstan, Japan, US, Canada, Hong Kong. And the guest for our today session, meeting, is Dr. Serik Meirmanov. Just a quick appreciation words for the Ghalmjan, who founded Kazakhstan PhD Association in Japan and organized these monthly meetings. And my name is Aya. I'm a PhD student at the National Institute of Genetics, Japan. I'm a 4th year PhD student, and I'll be a facilitator for today's talk. This is not like a formal meeting. It's more informal for us to network, to get to know each other, to learn some practical things, like maybe like advices about the academic career in Japan from our guest speaker, Meirmanov Serik. And please, Serik, if you are comfortable, I pass this to you.
Yes, thank you, Aya. I appreciate that you introduced me. Maybe if you mute your microphone, it would be better.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, great. So thank you so much. And also at the beginning, I would like to say my appreciation to Ghalmjan, who organized this meeting. It's my privilege to be here in front of young and promising scientists from Kazakhstan, from around the world. And well, today I would try to share my small experience. I didn't prepare slides, but I just explain you my background. And if you would have questions, I would be happy to answer to them about any part of life in Japan, about Korea, and anything else. Well, first of all, let me share a screen where I show you where I'm working. So yes, I hope you could see the screen. Yes, great. So I'm working in Ritsumeikan Asia Pacific University, which locates in a Kyushu island. It's southern island of Japan, Oita Prefecture, and it's Beppu City. I'm not sure if you have heard about Beppu City. It's not so big, but it's very famous because it has hot springs. It's the biggest hot springs in Japan and the second largest in the world after United States. Every year, about 4 million people coming to Beppu City just for hot springs. So here we have our university, and here on my background, you could see the campus of my university, and you also could see the mountains and the sea. It's Beppu Bay area. So very nice place, not so big, but very comfortable to stay in. In our university, we have about 6,000 students, and it's very unique university because it's international one. And half of the students from around the world. It's the #1 university about from the percentage of foreign students. More than 100 countries currently represents in our university, and there are several students from Kazakhstan also. And moreover, we have a faculty members, half of them also from different countries of the world. And there is only one from Kazakhstan, it's only me. And it's my privilege that I'm working at this university as a Dean of Academic Affairs. So I think it would be nice to share my experience and to tell you that anyone could achieve quite high positions anywhere in the world. For example, here in Japan, I think currently, I don't know, but if anyone knows, but maybe from Central Asia or from former Soviet countries, I think it's only maybe the one person who get position of dean in Japan. So I think it's very good that to show that background which we get in Kazakhstan could be acknowledged even in Japan. Right. So this is my position, and let me briefly explain you my background. I didn't prepare slides, but I show you my CV. I'm sorry, it's not new one. Right. So I graduated from Semipalatinsk State Medical University, and my specialty is a general surgery. So I worked a couple of years as a surgeon in Semipalatinsk city, and after that I went to Nagasaki University for my PhD. And I got my PhD, and my research area was about carcinogenesis of thyroid cancer. Yes, we showed, yeah, I could see that someone is nodding, maybe the same. I'm happy to see my colleagues from the same university. Right, and the sample which we used for this study, they have been from people who have been affected by irradiation in Semipalatinsk nuclear plant, affected area. So it was quite successful. We showed that there is influence of radiation for thyroid cancer in Semipalatinsk area. And after that, I've been there for several years. My professor asked me to stay. So just for you about the career, during my stay in Nagasaki, I decided to myself that what could I bring myself from Japan to Kazakhstan if I graduate from university, from PhD. I decided, well, I could learn Japanese language. So I studied for a while, and I was quite comfortable with Japanese language. And when I was about to graduate from my PhD, my professor asked me if I could stay another year, and then another year, and another year. So I got my position there, and it was very interesting work as a researcher. So I just did my research. And the second research, very big one, which I did was related to breast cancer. Maybe you have heard about Angelina Jolie disease, that she had operation, her breasts have been removed, right? And even she didn't get a cancer. So she had a mutation in her gene BRCA1 and BRCA2, and he had a very high possibility to get a breast cancer, quite aggressive. So after DNA analysis, she was advised to remove her breast. So she had removed her breast and her ovaries too, even she didn't develop cancer. So I decided to do this research, BRCA1, BRCA2 DNA sequencing about among our Kazakhstan population, among females. So we get a grant together with Kazakhstan Biotechnological Center, which was quite successful, and paper about it. So after that, I decided to shift my career from pure research. So I decided I did a lot for research, like 10 years. And I decided to pursue a different path in an education area. So I applied for Ritsumeikan Asia Pacific University, where I'm working now. And it was a very big competition. And I was happy that I was accepted into this university, and I get a position as an associate professor. And I think it was very successful, and I was proud that, well, in that very quiet young age, I could achieve this associate professorship in university. And at the same time, I also tried to improve my knowledge. So I applied for London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine in UK. It was distance learning. It was very tough study. And I also get my diploma from that university. Right, so here I'm working now in Ritsumeikan Asia Pacific University. And from last year, I get a position of Dean. And please have a look. So now this is my position of a Dean. And you could see how many committees now currently I am become a member. Very a lot of committees. So I'm very, very busy. We have every day many meetings. The job very interesting. I have a lot of experience about how the university is running, how we could make plans about the academic for our students, how improve the quality of study. So very amazing work which I have right now. Right, and award and honors, related experience. Well, I think we could go through this one. So social service, I have been to Rotary Club for several years. Maybe you have heard about this one. It's very good a club to be involved in the local community. So it's very, very interesting experience for me. And I also am a member of Eastern Kyushu Medical Valley. It's a very big organization which involved Oita Prefecture. It's like a regional organization related to medical equipment, and successfully we run a very good project, right? And there is Kakenshi. It's research grants which I got from Japanese MEXT, Ministry of Education. Yes.
Maybe before we go to details or further to the later years of your CV, if anyone have any questions, don't be shy to ask now, because maybe this would be a little bit more fruitful time for us. If you have any questions, any comments, or you want
I do have a question.
Oh, that's awesome.
Thank you, Professor Meirmanov. I think I remember you visiting Kazakh National Medical University back to the years when Professor Akanov was director of the institution. Right. Yeah, we were kids at the time, and it was we were already impressed at the time, and you still keep encouraging us to advance in our own careers. So my question is about your tenure job in AP University. So what is the workload for you? Do you have some proportion of research, then teaching, and then administrative work, or it's all random there?
Yes, Mohit, thank you so much. And thank you for reminding about my time being in Kazakhstan Medical University of Asmendiyarov. It was very excellent time, and Professor Akanov was my friend. We did a lot of research together and published a couple of textbooks together. And I'm happy that now you're here and you have a progress in your career. It's very nice. So about your question, you correctly mentioned about being tenure in Japan. So tenure job, it's very excellent career path in Japan. So I think in many countries in the world, you have a contract period, like several years contract for your job. But in Japan, you also have an option to be in a tenure. For example, in our university, after 5 years of probation, if you successfully pass through that examination, you could get a tenure position. What does it mean? So you could stay at this university until your retirement. So you guarantee, well, of course you could leave if you wish, you change, but at least this working place is guaranteed, unless you make something like very huge problem, develop problem for university. But basically, so, and about the working load, after becoming a dean, I become very, very busy. And usually I, like half of my time was devoted to education. I provide classes. We have big classes up to 250 students in one class, and for undergraduates and graduates. And at the same time, I did research. I still doing my research. I'll later show you my paper list. And I have my, I also encourage PhD students in Kazakhstan also. I give them advice. So I somehow helping them too. But from when I become a dean, almost like 80% of my time and energy are devoting to this organizational part of university. So, and in the evening, sometimes we have like extra meetings, or at night, I need to prepare for the next meeting. So I need to report a lot of items. I need to decide a lot of issues, which current issues and sometimes sudden issues, because university should run successfully and we always need to be on alert, right? So now administration part about 80% of my time.
I see. So you mentioned that going even more back, you mentioned that you did your PhD at Nagasaki University on cancer genesis and so on. So I think Professor Akanov is not the only mutual friend of us. I would say also Takahashi Sensei, Yamashita Sensei, Takamura Sensei, Janna Sensei is also there. So I also visited, it was like for exchange program. You know, remember when Professor Akanov was in Japan, he became a samurai and he had so many friends in there. So it was kind of academic mobility program. And I know some people from there, including students. I mean, these people are more like professors and administrative people. So yeah, did you learn Japanese during your PhD or on your postdoctoral year? So is it how important to know Japanese language to have a, I would say, successful career there, or it's not as important? It's just your hobby.
Oh, Mohit, I'm glad that you're asking very important questions. Yes, language is very, very crucial for the career path, at least in Japan. Before coming to Japan, well, of course, I've been learning English. At my time, it was very unique to study English. And actually, that helped me to get into Japan. So when I've been studying to Japan, actually, you don't need to study Japanese because all medical doctors, they could speak English. So there is no need. But inside myself, I also have this willing to improve myself. It's constant. Even now, I would like to improve myself. I'm constantly trying to do efforts to do something more. From the first year of my staying in Japan, I just was thinking, well, what would happen when I graduate from university, from PhD? Of course, at that time, I didn't know that I would stay so many years. I thought, well, I come back to Kazakhstan, but I say, what could I bring with myself? So maybe language would be very good present for myself, which I could take with me. So I studied every day. What actually I did, I increased my vocabulary. So I had a list of 100 words. I tried to memorize them every day. So when I wake up, I studied. And before my sleep, when I just get to my bed, I always try to go through all these 100 words until I go through them. I couldn't go to sleep. When I wake up, instantly, I try to recall those 100 words. So I did it almost every day. And quite quickly, I could manage to speak a common words. And when you speak Japanese, other people started to speak to you also in Japanese. And this would help you to communicate as a normal life in Japanese, and it would build up gradually. So I think after like 2 or 3 years, I could comfortably speak like a common common conversation in Japanese. So, and it helped me actually here in Japan, because you feel yourself, you could enjoy life in Japan if you know Japanese language. So you could go anywhere, you could speak with anyone. And if people would appreciate that you speak Japanese language, I felt very comfortable, like it was very nice. And it would help you with your career. If you know both language, like English and Japanese, your career option would increase dramatically.
Speaking about the career, we have a question from Toligen. Toligen, would you like to ask yourself, or do you want me to read it?
Sure. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hello, Professor Meirmanov. Thank you for your presentation. So, for insightful thoughts about academic path. So, I have questions about industrial path. So, I'm in the final year of my PhD, and I'm thinking sometimes about industrial path. Have you ever had thought about pursuing industrial path, and what is the pros and cons of that? And also, my second question is about why did you decide to stay in Japan, not other countries? So that's all. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Toligen, for your question. Well, I start from the second question. When I graduated from medical school, I definitely wanted to go abroad to have my PhD abroad. So actually I applied for Bolashak. It was just the beginning. It was very difficult to get there. And my destination country was United States. But at the same time, well, to be not modest so much, I was best student from in our university. And actually, I was invited to Japan by 2 universities from Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And so I had an option which country I could go. So, well, at that time I didn't know about Japan, so it was very small information, but I knew professors. I know them. They were so kind. They were brilliant. And I decided to risk and go to Japan. And I think that I did a good choice for myself, at least. So I satisfied with my option, and actually I'm happy with all my career which I had before. So it's a second answer for your second question. And about the first question about the industrial path, I don't know which specialty, probably engineer, right?
Yeah, I'm robotics engineering. My major is robotics engineering. So
Great.
I'm working with
well,
AR glasses. Mm-hmm.
Oh, great. So, well, my background as a medical doctor, so I couldn't work in the industry. So maybe I could work in production of medical equipment, which also option. I think industry in Japan is a very good option for a future career. Because of course, it depends on the size of industry. Middle-sized industries, they more flexible, and they also welcome foreign specialists, because foreign specialists, they could speak several languages, and like middle-sized companies, they would like to go abroad, right? Expand their production. So I think industry is one of the, well, it's good option for career paths in Japan also.
Thank you for your answer.
You're welcome. Yeah. Good. Do we have other questions?
Maybe a question from me.
Yes.
I have a question about your research years. So I just went quickly through your papers, and I found that you have really diverse topics. So you studied a little bit of like social science related stuff, the neuroscience, and also radiology. Can you please tell a little bit more about your maybe research interest, the diversity of it, and how did you become interested in these topics?
Yes, thank you, Aya. Very good question. So let me show you the screen. So, well, it's in a Google Scholar. It's my page. And here you could see my paper list. And of course, as you correctly mentioned, it's quite diverse. But if you look through all papers, 90% of them are related to medicine. And some of them related to education, higher education. So if you could see, this is like public health related papers in medicine, like how many congenital cataract in children we have in Kazakhstan. 2 papers, actually quite high level of journals, epidemiology also, and there is with Japanese, my friend Maeda Sensei, we published a paper about Semipalatinsk nucleotide. So all of these are related to public health, but a couple of papers like depression and social connectedness among international universities. So I also teach psychology. It's also like, you know, about diversity of your career. So I think maybe I had 3 maybe careers in my life, like being a doctor, being a researcher, and now as an educator. But even being educator, I have a different also options like researching about public health, researching about psychology, about brain science, and also researching about higher education, like students' mobility. So I would like just to tell you, so my goal today is encouraging you. So all papers which I published, they're all of my interest. Actually, I have chosen majority of them. All these, like majority of these papers, the area I wanted to study public health. So I came to this university to teach public health. I wanted to study psychology. I published several papers about psychology, brain science also, and about higher education. So that's why they're diverse. They're all from my like area of interest.
Awesome. We also have another question from the chat from Kairat. He asks, what advice can you give to students of the Semipalatinsk Medical University? Is collaboration between educational institutions possible?
Yeah, of course. I organized several collaboration with Kazakhstan universities. I also would like you to encourage, well, when I came to Japan, there have been a very small number of people from Kazakhstan in Japan. So one of my goals was to make a bridge between 2 countries. So I invited many scientists from Kazakhstan who studied here in Japan. And I also organized visiting of Japanese doctors to Kazakhstan. So actually it was very huge connection while I have been in Nagasaki Medical School. And about the Professor Akanov, actually, I helped organize his visit to Japan as a visiting professor. And after that, while he's been in Japan, so we published 3 books, and he showed one of his books about the comparison of medical education in Kazakhstan and Japan to the president of Kazakhstan. And after that, he was invited as a rector of a medical university in Almaty. So you know, so that everything is connected. It's very, very interesting. So I also would like to encourage you. So don't just do your own research. Try to, if you stay abroad, so try to make your part into the development of research collaboration with Kazakhstan. I organized several collaborations. For example, just last year, I actually did organize collaboration, official one, between Oita Medical University and Semipalatinsk Medical University. So now students, PhD students could come to Oita. And now we are working about doing a dual degree of PhD. So students, medical institute in Semipalatinsk University, while their PhD, study PhD in Kazakhstan, they could come to Japan for at least 6 months. And after that, they could receive 2 diplomas, 2 PhD diploma. Could you imagine? So it's possible. And now we are working on another program. So people who are still working in Kazakhstan, for example, like doctors, medical doctors, they could apply for PhD in Japan. And of course, they do research in Kazakhstan, they publish paper, and they could come just for like 1 or 2 months to Japan. And they could receive, if successfully they publish a paper and write a thesis, they could receive a PhD diploma from Japan. Could you imagine? So there is diversity. So I'm encouraging you to be open and helping our colleagues in Kazakhstan to with their research to make a lot of new connections and collaborations.
Do you have any quick links to the collaboration between Medical University and OITA, and also how like doctors from Kazakhstan can apply for like 1-2 months internship here in Japan? If you don't have these links currently, maybe you can share your LinkedIn or email so that anyone who's interested currently or who is now in this talk, they can connect with you and ask this information.
Yeah, sure. So here is my email address, Gmail. And yes, so we also actually looking for one candidate for PhD in a medical school for the next year. So maybe in autumn we would like announce that we are searching. So the area like MD, so like graduation from medical school, and of course now in the English. And so successfully, if students go successfully, so students could stay in Japan for 4 years and receive a scholarship from Japan.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Don't be shy to join the discussion.
I have a question.
Thank you.
Okay, maybe
Okay.
sorry, of us, and also who's that?
Go ahead.
ありがとうございます。先生、貴重なお話ありがとうございます。Let me try to question in English. Thank you so much for your speech. I have a question about, I just want to say thank you that you mentioned about project about breast cancer. Yeah, it's very important. You mentioned about Angelina Jolie's action. It was, I think, in Kazakhstan, it's very big, one of the big problem. And you said you did some research work. Do you continue this research work? And what kind of because yes, women usually worry about that cancer will come back, so it is fear. It is big problem. And what kind of any project, if you have related to this issue, can you share about your vision and if you are still continue, can you share about your experience? That's all. Thank you.
はい、OK。ありがとうございました。日本語相変わらずうまいですね。はい。Okay, thank you for your question. Right, in relation about the breast cancer project, it was quite long ago, maybe more than 10 years ago. And well, I just briefly provide background for other students who are there. So this is familial related breast cancer. It means that this mutation of this gene transmitted from their mother to the daughter. And as you correctly mentioned, Angelina Jolie's mother, she died at young age, and her aunt also, she died at young age. So Angelina Jolie has a very high, more than 90% probability to get a breast cancer before 40 years old, in a breast cancer or ovary cancer. So that's why she had removed all of them, all tissues. and like breast tissue and ovary tissue. So in Kazakhstan, so it's usually among the breast cancer, all breast cancers, about 5% are related to a familial or BRCA1, BRCA2. Maybe you have heard in Europe, they actually check many females for the mutation of that DNA for BRCA1, BRCA2. They have a bank of mutations. So our research was the first step in Kazakhstan to make an effort to identify how many actually females in Kazakhstan, they have this mutation. And we realized that actually it's similar to the average world number of mutations. So currently by myself, I don't do that research because here in our university, we don't have a laboratory for molecular analysis. But I think that my students, like who worked with me, whom I invited for this project, Ayjan Akiljanova. So she now works in Nazarbayev University. She is, I think she's head of the Department of Genetics. So I think she's still doing that work. So we published this paper together. So if you would like to know more, I could direct you to her. Maybe she could help you with this direction. Good.
Thank you so much.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Also, Oljas had questions, right?
Yes. Thank you, Professor Meirmanov, for your time. Thank you, Galmjan, for organizing this event. You know, my question was kind of a follow-up question on collaboration between universities, between different countries. I used to work for the public sector in Kazakhstan and for the president's office quite a while. And, you know, at some time I thought that we have a lot of scholars abroad, and a lot of them like you, not a lot of them, quite a few of them like you are very successful abroad. And I thought we need to create some kind of network between all scholars. And we prepared a list of, we tried to find scholars like you and included them, prepared like some kind of list of scholars, included you as well. And we passed this list to our government and recommended them to try to connect with all of you and try to attract you like scholars to participate in some projects, to, I don't know, that might be some scientific projects or maybe some practical projects or maybe some practical groups. I was thinking about some, we have a lot of, you know, expert groups under our ministries. And I appreciate that you still collaborate with your university in Kazakhstan. And I myself also being here abroad in the United States, I'm trying to collaborate with my universities, with my organizations back in Kazakhstan. But not all of scholars have time. All of them are busy. For example, my former supervisor in the United Kingdom, she's very busy and she doesn't have any contacts with Kazakhstan. She doesn't know what's going on in Kazakhstan. And I was thinking, what might be, how do you think, how we could develop this network in more, you know, systematic way, like to attract scholars from abroad, to participate in some projects, but at the same time to make it, you know, to make these projects, or I don't know, this collaboration beneficial for scholars like you. Because as you mentioned, you have a very busy schedule. You have a lot of projects going on in your university in Japan. Can you please share some thoughts on that? Thank you.
Well, thank you, Oljas. Very important question, not so easy to answer. I think the first step, which already we have, it's like Galmjan, he organized this association of scholars from Kazakhstan. I think it's a very good step and he's very good in organizing. So I think maybe if we could consult with him, so maybe he could extend this association not only for PhD students, but maybe for scholars who already have their careers abroad to make a network. So maybe it would be good. So maybe we could have meetings not only among young scientists, but maybe already experienced one. And maybe we could find some interesting programs together with Kazakhstan. I don't know, you mentioned government, so maybe some institutions. So I think it would be, it's actually could be possible. And based on my experience, I understand about the importance of country when I came to Japan abroad, because when you hear, you understand that you need to keep the level of your country. You need to show that the level of the country is quite high, and you put pressure on yourself to study more, to keep collaboration. So I'm sure that many scholars who work around the world from Kazakhstan, they probably have the same ideas, and they would be happy to have this joint, maybe collaboration.
Do we have any other questions? I just want to, maybe this is a really nice time for us to introduce ourselves, which is aligned with the goal to maybe create this international association. So if we know each other well, if we could get to know each other, maybe this will also help us to create this like strong network, not only like for monthly meetings, but also beyond this talks, inspirational talks. Before maybe we start introducing ourselves, also Adil has a question. What are the opportunities for PhD holders in Kazakhstan after they return from Japan?
Oh, okay. Well, I think it's very important while you are studying abroad, any country, even in Japan, to create a network of researchers in that country when you are studying. For example, if you're in Japan, if you have a good network of professors and other researchers, so when you come back to country, I'm sure they would like to continue research collaboration with you. So actually you could bring that network with you to Kazakhstan, and it would be your selling point. You could say, well, we have a laboratory in Japan, so we just need, for example, because in Japan, they would like to extend their research to other countries. For example, in Oita University, just quick example, they're studying the DNA sequencing of H. pylori bacteria. It's a bacteria in our stomach. And what is interesting about that is that professor in Oita University, Yamaoka sensei, so based on that DNA level, he studies the migration of people. So he realized that people traveling around the world from ancient times based on the sequence of that bacteria in our stomach. So currently he doesn't have samples from Kazakhstan. So he said, like, well, we're pretty sure that maybe that Kazakh people, they might be related to Japanese people, because you know the Mongolian spot of children. So Japanese also have, and Kazakh people also have this Mongolian spot. So probably there is a DNA connection. So that sequencing of H. pylori could be a very good research topic, which researchers could bring to Kazakhstan. So if you find a very interesting topic research while you're in Japan and bring to Kazakhstan, it would help you a lot. You could have a good start in Kazakhstan.
Thank you.
I think any university, for example, research university, so it's better if you come back to research facilities like Nazarbayev University, like Asfendiyarov University. I'm sure they would be happy to have you.
Okay, would you like to have a quick introduction, like 1-2 sentences about you, or maybe also share your LinkedIn so we can connect and keep the discussion going, also about the International Association of Kazakh Scholars Abroad. So maybe I can start first, and then you can take the turn. As I said, my name is Aya, and I'm D4, fourth year PhD student at the National Institute of Genetics. I just started studying aging, and for my free time, I organized a Google Developer Student Club to help people, like students all over Japan and other countries, learn programming, machine learning, and other interesting topics. Please feel free to just unmute yourself and have this quick introduction about you.
Maybe
Okay.
Aya, you could ask them one by one. It would be easier, maybe.
I just don't want to put pressure on you. Okay, maybe Muhit, can you?
Yeah.
Go ahead?
Okay. Hi, my name is Mohit. I am. My background is more MD. Also, I did my ophthalmology residency in Kazakhstan Research Institute. Before that, I studied undergraduate and internship in Semipalatinsk National Medical University. After my residency, I went to the UK. I did my PhD in the evaluation of the retinal structure using the optical coherence tomography and the machine learning. So we were trying to detect any early signs so that we can stop glaucoma and macular degeneration diseases, as well as Alzheimer's diseases. Recently, I graduated from Cardiff University there, and now I'm doing my postdoctoral fellowship first year here in Hong Kong and in Canada. So we have 2 labs, one here, one there. My current project is in quantum physics. We are trying to build up a quantum technology using the quantized photon in order to make a tomography that can detect the eye diseases. So it is very interdisciplinary approach. So I keep changing my research field. I don't know, is it good or bad, but we'll see in upcoming future. So also a very diverse research field.
Yeah, also
And
could. Oh, sorry.
my LinkedIn.
Awesome.
So you can also follow that.
Awesome. Anyone wants to introduce yourself?
Hello, can I?
Yeah, sure, Alima.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for organizing this event. So I found it very informative, very interesting. Thank you for this opportunity. My name is Alima. I am living in Tokyo in Japan for 8 months for now, but this is my 3rd time in Japan. So I'm working at the field of renewable energy. I'm happy today to be here to have new knowledge, and also in the future I would love to have some PhD in Japan. So now I am planning my academic career. So thank you so much.
Awesome. Anyone wants to share? Maybe Amir, Oljas, Atabek, Ayjan.
Yeah, I can do. Hello, everyone. My name is Amir. I'm a first-year PhD student at National Institute of Genetics in Japan. So I'm studying with Aya. My topic is genomics of aging and also metabolomics. So how metabolism actually influences aging. Yeah, I did my bachelor's in Italy at the University of Bologna, and now I came here to, extend my career, continue my career. And yes, thank you very much for the presentation. It was very interesting. Yeah, very. It was good to learn more about the career prospects. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you, Amir.
Hello, everyone. My name is Atabek. I'm also from National Institute of Genetics. I study with both Aya, Amir, and some other students from Kazakhstan. So I study DNA replication initiation particularly, molecular mechanisms mostly. So that's my field of study. I did my bachelor's in Nazarbayev University, and I'm a 2nd year student, PhD student here. So yeah, thank you for the good information today.
Guys, don't be shy. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Let me introduce myself. My name is Gulnaz Kalikova. I'm from originally same as professor from Semi, not from originally Semi, from east of Kazakhstan. Now I'm living in Japan. I finished Kazakh National University as in Faculty of Philology, Japanese Philology. And to 2018, I came to Japan to refresh my knowledge in other fields. So I entered to Kyushu University in the Faculty of Health Management. So I studied a master 2 years. But unfortunately, I'm not working in medicine now. I'm still doing some translation work, mostly in TV and a little bit IT related sphere. So it's health theme is interesting all time. So I'll be happy to participate in these beautiful events. Thank you so much for your speeches, for your interesting researches. Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Let me introduce myself. My name is Ramiya. I'm also from Semipalatinsk Medical University. I finished my internship of general medicine last year and came to Nagasaki to study master course. So I'm also studying Nagasaki University too now, master program. I'm not. My current study is based on the also thyroid cancer. Yeah, and I'm also now thinking about either to continue PhD here or came back to study residency. So thank you for your presentation. It was very helpful. Nice to meet you all. Good luck.
Nice to meet you, Ramiya.
Thank you. Which department, by the way? Who is professor?
My professor now is Mitsutaki Sensei.
Oh.
Yes, and I'm working with Tatiana Sensei now. So.
Say hello to Tatiana, Mitsutaki Sensei.
Okay, and we are in the same floor department with another department of Nakashima Sensei. So
he's my senpai, Nakashima Sensei. So I worked in his department.
Great.
Okay. Maybe any other questions or any thoughts? Anything you want to share? If not,
you give me a second, I show you one slide, not slide, but homepage before we finish. So just again to encourage you. So try to, if you go any career path, so you have your interest in your life. So I would encouraging you to explore them also, not just do only one part, because everything could help you. Even you have other interests, they actually somewhere they would connect to each other. So for example, well, my hobby, I play chess and I play tennis. Right. So
we forgot to share something not related to science. Maybe that would bring a little bit of light to our discussion.
Right. So if you have that hobbies, you could actually explore them in outside of your country of Kazakhstan. For example, I'm not so good player of chess, but I played as I was a child in a school. But when I came to Japan, I just participated in tournament in a Kyushu island, and actually I became a champion.
Wow.
Yes, it was like, yeah, it was a very interesting event. And also now I'm play tennis and I participate in tournaments. And well, I just last weekend we get the best 8 in a doubles in our prefecture. So you create new friends, you explore the country. So if you concentrate on your work, you wouldn't know the country. Yeah. So if you stay abroad, you need to understand the people, because each country, well, for example, in Japan, I'm exploring it every day. Even I'm staying here so long, but different culture, I comparing to Kazakhstan. I say, well, it's very interesting, and maybe I need to understand it more. So it keeping you motivating all the time. And I will show you another slide. Just last year, we open up association of Kazakhstan and Japan, Friendship Association, and I become a president of that association. So let me show the homepage. So this one, because recently we realized there is no association, like official one. So we open up. And so in here I'm like this, director of the association. We have some Japanese here and Kazakh people. So it just new, we just started, but I just would like to tell you, so when you're abroad, actually you have even more maybe possibilities to explore your interests. So please enjoy your work, enjoy your hobbies, and explore other countries. So your life become more interesting. Well, like
Actually,
this, just.
I'm also interested in chess and have been participating in some tournaments in Japan. Also, would you like to share your hobbies? Maybe quick. And we have some people maybe are not comfortable talking maybe in English. You can use other language like Kazakh or Russian language, like Suleiman, who's that? Marlene, Zholdos, Sharkhan, Dana. You can introduce yourself in other language if you want. Hi, John. It would be great to know each other.
Let me briefly introduce myself. And like most of you, I'm the only from the other side of the world.
Yeah,
from America. I joined from America, and like most of you, I'm from social sciences. I worked for a while in policy analysis back in Kazakhstan and in research, and I decided to do my PhD in public policy. So I started it last year. I'm doing it at George Mason University in Virginia, in Arlington, just very close to DC. So there are a lot of opportunities here for policy analysis and for public policy research. I don't have achievements like you in chess, but I wanted to brag about my son's achievements. He also likes chess very much, and he used to be a bronze champion of Kazakhstan a few years ago in Rapid, and now he came here, and he's very busy right now in high school. But when he has time, he plays here, and he wins here sometimes and brings some money from tournaments. Thank you.
Thank you, Ross. Okay.
Good day. My name is Marlene Dosteli. I am from Aktobe. I am also Professor Meirmanov. I'm very happy to hear your very nice presentation about your career and all achievements. And I'm very happy that all people we are joining in Japan. It's very, very nice to be here. And I'm also the same and probably colleague with Professor Meirmanov. I'm a general surgeon, and but I studied in West Kazakhstan Medical University in Aktobe, and also in 2006 I came to Hiroshima University as a PhD student. Then I graduated, and maybe around 5 years I worked in Kazakhstan in several hospitals. So then in 2017, I came back to Hiroshima University and now working as an assistant professor. So I'm very happy if somebody come to Hiroshima. So please come to here. So I wanted to invite to Hiroshima. And actually in March, I'm going to visit Beppu and Kyushu Island. Actually, I'm going to visit my friend in Miyazaki Ken. So probably, and as I heard that Kyushu is the first island where the sakura starts. So maybe this time in March I can visit a very nice place.
Great. Maybe, please contact me when you come.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So nice to meet. So I hope we will meet each other more often. Thank you so much. And again, please come to Hiroshima. You know, somebody waiting here. And among the hobby, maybe it's a very strange hobby I have. So I like karaoke, Japanese songs. So if somebody likes it, so please let's enjoy. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Daskali. Also, anyone wants to have a quick introduction?
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Sorry.
Please go ahead.
Okay. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Thank you for great motivation, Professor. It was a great motivation for me. I'm a Dr. Suleyman, only medical doctor, a pediatric hematologist, oncologist. I'm not a PhD student. I did not PhD. Now I'm working on CAR T cell in children, CAR T cell therapy. It's a chimeric antigen receptor T cell therapy. It's a genetic treatment in oncologic and hematological patients, specifically in children. Now I'm thinking, and I'm working in Turkey, Istanbul. I finished my residency in Istanbul, Bahçeşehir University, and I'm thinking about PhD. It was a great motivation for me. Thank you for everyone, and thank you for organizing.
Thank you, Suleyman. Ayjan?
Yes, hello everyone. Thank you very much, Aya, for organizing, and Professor Meirmanov for the great talk. My name is Ayjan, and also with Aya, Amir, and Atabek, I study in National Institute of Genetics. So my interest is in neuroscience. I study visual system of the zebrafish, particularly genes responsible for directions of activity and all. And one of my hobbies is to hiking, to explore the nature of Japan. I think it's quite beautiful and something that we don't often see in Kazakhstan. Yeah. So thank you very much for the talk. And actually, I have one brief question about the working experience. And for example, in the Japanese, when you work in Japanese institution, how do you feel? Is there any difference? Of course, there are some differences with the Kazakh and Japanese mentality, and I wanted to know how to overcome them. Thank you very much.
Okay, Ayjan, thank you so much. Well, very good question. Japan has a total, unique culture, and many people find it very difficult to adapt. For myself, I don't have many difficulties because when I came to Japan, I had rule inside myself. So I would like to understand why they have this sort of behavior. For example, if I found something unusual, I always try to understand something should be behind this behavior. And I always later I could understand what was the reason. And while doing that one, I could understand their culture more. And this open-mindedness helping me to feel comfortable here in Japan. So for myself, I don't, maybe it's the beginning, of course, like anyone, we had some difficulties in understanding the culture, but currently I don't have so much problem because I try to keep my open-mindedness, and other people, they also try to understand my culture. So it's mutual, and I think it's very effective.
Thank you. Okay, I think this is, it was really fun and informative session today. I think we can stop right here. Thank you everyone who joined. And I hope you will join all other sessions next month, and we can get to know each other better and keep the connection. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you for everyone. Yes. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very
Bye.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you
Thank
again.
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Bye bye.
Yeah. Bye.
Okay.